If people had a 24-hour respawn timer instead of permadeath for deaths that occur before the age of 30, what's something that you would do at least once before your respawn privileges are removed? Jump from a plane. I would try to create my own reality comedy stunt show on MTV. La Jackass. Except it would be about finding the most entertaining ways to get myself killed. Hi. I'm Johnny Yaverland. And this is the flamethrower experiment. Opening guitar riff. Other young morons would copy my stunts and get themselves regularly killed. Except no one would care. Maybe there would eventually be backlash from the public authorities, who would get tired of scraping up the messy remains of all of my copycats. Get shot with a rocket launcher. I always thought dying in an explosion would be bad. Overdose. Are criminal charges dropped between when you die and when you respawn? Nothing. Gotta get that no respawn achievement. I'd get my partner to choke me to death while I would want to hit that at the ultimate climate. Right as I die. I'd want to experience every possible feeling. Pleasure and pain. Be the ultimate knowledge on all and every pain. Pleasure and death possible. Spawn camp my worst enemy. I suffered a severe spinal fracture when I was 19 that's caused me serious chronic pain ever since. So I'd straight up kill myself for a fresh body. War would be interesting. I think it would interesting to fight and how tactics would differ. Man. I would kill myself. If I'm walking up feeling completely fresh and healthy, you'd catch me doing some death-inducing about every 48 hours or so. I'd happily sacrifice every other day for that feeling on a regular basis. Witness what happens when my mom finally counts to 0. I guess. I mean so long as I respawn in a safe spot. Get lost in the woods and see if my video game knowledge translates to real-life survival skills. I'd probably go skydiving once and also blow my brains out with a handgun just to see what it's like. Offer myself as a lab rat for the advancement of science. Travel at a high speed. With this logic, the school shooting will be mostly limited to those old teachers. NGL, I like the username. So it's Groundhog Day. I'd probably do all the stuff Bill Murray did in the movie then. Everything I did in Grand Theft Auto. Gelsht. If you had childhood cancer and died at like 12, would you continuously respawn with cancer and have to die every day until you hit 30? Note. Upon respawn you will return in a safe location at your current age feeling completely refreshed and healthy. Find out which is the fastest way in case I need it after 30. If I were a Japanese soldier in World War II, I would have made an infinite number of kamikaze attacks. Extra realistic shot-for-shot remake of Groundhog Day. Don't drive angry. Rally up a gang of my best lads and play hardcore search and destroy for real. I just need to get my hands on a nice sub with a silencer, ghost, lightweight, and blast shield. Try and break into the military base and steal a jet. My fear is of dying, not death itself, so nothing would change. Bro, imagine the FPS possibilities. If respawning means you also reset your health, then I would be a hardcore junkie. Play tennis on the wing of a biplane with a fellow under 30 person. I can hear all our wives now. Take out the trash before you die again. This world would be insane. Hitting 30 would become terrifying. Die. Get 6 stars in IRL GTA. I would volunteer for testing. To try and extend that period indefinitely. I just wanna know what's on the other side. Man. Travel the world including countries that are at war. Climb Mount Everest. And then use one of those glide suits to glide down, not a clue what you call those things that look like you have wings. Go deep sea diving. Punch the teachers I hate. I've always wanted to pet a polar bear. Might not end well. Die. Do drug trials and make a ton on money and go on a forever holiday when I am 30. That Cheryl Tunt scene from the first season of Archer where she describes being saved from a fire by a big burly fireman, but instead of thanking him and leaving he just starts choking you harder and harder until he begins to drool, and the last sensation you feel before your death is that drop of drool landing on your popped out eyeball. Or bungee jump or something. Gather all my friends and jump off a bridge to my mother's disgust. Massive amounts of cocaine. I wanna surpass the man in Africa who masturbated 62 times in a row. I would jump out of a plane with a parachute and land on the top of Everest. Then I would go underwater caving. Which is way more dangerous. All enjoy experiencing risky sports or experiments scientists can finally test on humans, which is more useful. I'm assuming you have a spawn point. And it moves if you spent at least a year in one place. I'm also assuming the deaths are still painful. What would I do? Whatever I can for more money. Though I'll try and avoid painful things. If possible. I'd share my respawns with my mom and dad. Blow my brains out over the crowd at one of my gigs. Because it is. Jump off the tallest building in the world. Murder. Grand Theft Auto. Fly to New York and go to the top of the Empire State Building and meditate. I can't think about what I would do. But wars would last a hell of a lot longer with how many of those soldiers are under 30. Death after death after death. Some idiots might fight to see who can get the most respawns, deaths. Check if there's fall damage. If you were to rob a bank, police came and the result was to kill you. Would your crime carry on afterwards? Would you get arrested if they found you after you respawned? Or, if you got in jail and then die, would you respawn in jail? If not, there's your answer. Obviously I am going on a crusade. You realize, even if you do die, say jump of a tall building, you still feel pain. What if I hang myself? When I respawn, I will be hanged. So I will die again. And then respawn. And die. Respawn. Die. Respawn. Die. Unless I respawn in my bed or something. I will die for hanging myself countless times. Unbuckle my seatbelt on a roller coaster because I've always wanted to know what the people who fly out are thinking. You can always find your biological mom with respawns. I am gonna go visit mom. Bang. Hey. Babe. Wanna murder-suicide tonight? OMFG. Horrible sibling prank. Okay. On 3 all of us shoot ourselves. 24 hours later your mother is pissed when you and your 2 siblings all thunder out at the same time. Oh God. What if your mom is dead already? They buried her. You respawn inside her coffin. Die of starvation. Respawn again. It's horrible. What if they cremated her? Powers disabled? Accidental real death. There are so many facets of this. With those implications of respawn, there isn't any responsibility. Abusive parents would murder their kids as punishment. Murder would be a thoughtless action. Sure, the medical implications would be amazing, but you are just adding a whole new layer of chaos. I think a really bad black market would develop around this. People would sell themselves to others with murder fantasies or to shady medical, pharma companies wanting to research things on humans. It might be regulated, but there absolutely would be a black market. There would also be last respawn parties, which leads to the issue of record keeping. I knew some older people that did not know their exact birthday, and clerical mistakes can happen at birth. It's fine if it's an overestimation, but if it's an underestimation, that would suck. So many things. See how many people I could take on in a fistfight to the death. See how long I could survive on an uninhabited island. Try and land on someone as I jump from a very high place. The high-speed plane racing. See if I could survive against a shark. Have sword fights with real swords. How various bullets feel with a bulletproof vest on. See if I could defuse a bomb. See if I could successfully get through a minefield. Have a sniper duel against some friends. The list goes on and on. All the drugs. I would do all the drugs. Play Wii Sports without the strap on. Jump from the world's largest building. Also go into space without suit. Just oxygen tank. Have someone film it so I could later see what death by depressurization looks like. Maybe this is already the case. And that's why there's sometimes some crazy weird accidental deaths? Maybe some young people used up their respawn points? Go to Legoland barefoot. I'd kill myself so many different ways just to feel it. Everything would be so much more intense. No chance of permanent injury because you can just off yourself and come back. I'd sell the opportunity to kill me. Pretty quick way to get rich. Try Kazumatsu. Die. Die. That depends. Do we respawn and retain prior non-life-threatening injuries? If we respawn fresh and new, I'm gonna go step in front of a dump truck real quick. Walk around licking random in NYC until I get the virus. Then sneeze in the faces of everyone I hate. Race car driving. What if you do something like jump off a mountainside? And instead of dying you are just horribly injured. Are you then stuck with that reality? Get drunk and do any stupid thing on Saturdays. Come back on Sunday like it didn't even happen. Lose virginity. Jump out of a plane. Shoot myself in the head. Fight a bear. Play chicken with a train. Etc. I'd prob roll around the park naked, cause why not? Kill myself because I am a depressed. No girlfriend. Lonely. Naruto run into Area 51. A lot of people would be ignoring the quarantine. And game shows would be a lot more interesting. Imagine Ninja Warrior with obstacles that can literally kill you. Gator pits. Electric fences. Chainsaws. Oh yeah. But the thing is, where do you respawn? How do you respawn? Just wake up at your set spawn point? Or is it in a hospital? And do you respawn with your clothes and items on with you? Given ideal situations, I would set my spawn point somewhere in Brazil or somewhere wherever criminals hide out. Rob a massive bag of jewels. Hold them in one hand and kill myself. Respawn in Brazil and sell them. Take my own life while tripping on DMT or Datura. Always been curious to experience real death on highly potent psychedelics. Get hit by a train for the fun of it. I would try so hard to pet every single animal that could kill me. Tigers? Big floofy cat. Alligators? Scales aren't a problem. Hippos? Glug glug. Here I come. I'm not trying to kill myself. But if it happens, it's a worthy sacrifice. I will pet all the things. I don't have one specific thing. But there are plenty of things I'd be willing to try knowing I have a respawn available. Formula 1 racing, base jumping, cliff diving, and flying down a mountainside in a wingsuit, to name a few. OMG. People would be so freaking careless. That would lead to lots of big accidents, killing millions of people who are over 30. Shoot myself every time I respawn to cheat the system and see the future. Won't put my blanket over me to see if monsters would kill me. Horror movies would change drastically. All the drugs. Then go pet all the things. The first thoughts that came to my mind were to work out my body till I die and then respawn with max health, stamina and vitality, as well as the body that would have been ever so slightly improved. That I died in and repeat until I have the optimal body, then work myself to death over and over to learn how to do all the cool stuff like jujitsu and dances and bike and skateboard tricks and all that other cool you see in those generic like a boss YouTube videos. Then I would proceed to mercilessly bludgeon all those who hurt me and my friends and laugh when they don't respawn. Organ harvesting. It sound weird, but I would cut my veins. I know, I'm weird. I feel like there would be a bunch of younger murders this way. Also, asphyxiation.